is the beginning of my February tour, and I am touring Germany and Holland on this trip, and I decided I was going to make a video diary as an attempt to illustrate all the stuff that goes on behind the scenes in a model's career. I arrived very early this morning, been shooting all day, and now I'm at my hotel that's got a bath. I got up at 5:30 this morning. Fortunately, I was working with this fabulous guy. He runs a site called All You Can Feed, and he's just really well organised. As is often the case when I've started the day really early, I didn't have time to stop for an actual meal, so I've eaten dry roast peanuts and a protein bar and a flapjack today. So now I'm absolutely desperate for some actual hot food. I'm in a lovely hotel room. I was working with a photographer last year, and he said, "Oh, you models, you're so lucky because when you finish the shoot, you don't have anything to do." And I was a little staggered because I thought, well, first, when I finish the shoot, I often have to drive home, and that might take 3 or 4 hours. And then when I get home, I have to completely restyle myself. I have to unpack my suitcase, I have to repack my suitcase with whatever I need for the next day, and then I need to start tackling all my emails. So that is what I'm going to be doing this evening. Hello, I've done my shoot for the day, which was short. I did it this morning before I had to check out of my hotel. Now I'm at Düsseldorf Flughafen, on my way to Holland, which was going to take me 3 different trains, but one of them is forever. I've got loads of work to do. In between modelling jobs, I also shoot OnlyFans content, as a lot of models do. I also shoot hosiery and lingerie reviews on video, and I also shoot custom videos, and I've got one of those to do this week. I also shoot and edit my YouTube channel, and then in my extra time, I'm trying to get a book published at the moment. I'm also a property investor, which a lot of the time doesn't take up much of my time, but at the moment I am in the middle of trying to acquire a property in a new area, so that's taking a lot of my time. So while I'm on the train, I'm going to edit a YouTube video, and I am going to keep on researching the properties that I'm viewing next month. I'm in Germany and my train's late. I might not make it. It's all quite exciting. Not in a good way. I've made it from Germany to Rotterdam. I'm in Rotterdam Central Station now, on my way to see if I can find the trams, because I have to catch a tram, which I've only ever done once before, and then I have to go into Greater Rotterdam and find the apartment where I'm staying for a week. My goodness, I made it onto the tram. It's miraculous. And I also managed to update my overchip card with money so that it can get me to places. I have a recurrent nightmare that goes like this. Climbing some steep stairs, and as you go up, they just get steeper and steeper, and then they start to go around a corner, and you realise they're just going to keep getting steeper until you can't climb anymore, and you're just gonna fall. And that's what I thought when I first arrived in my apartment for the week. And then I got in here and realised, wow, I've chosen a really, really nice one. In the past, I've always gone for the cheapest accommodation I can find, and it's often meant moving every night and ending up taking my suitcase around with me everywhere. I've come to the conclusion it's better to spend more money and then invite people to shoot with you, which obviously means you have to get permission from the owner of the apartment. But so far I've found, at least in Northern Europe where I've been trying to do it, and in Ireland, people are pretty receptive to that if you just explain what you're doing and how many people you're going to be inviting in. I made myself dinner with actual vegetables, proper actual food that I cooked for myself. If you stay just in very cheap hotels all the time, you don't have the facility to cook for yourself. You end up eating rubbish. I remember in Rotterdam 5 years ago, I remember eating just crisps for dinner because that's all I could find. And my job requires my body to be healthy, and keeping it healthy on tour is not easy if you don't have access to kitchens. And I'm not talking about weight loss, so I'm not trying to lose weight. I'm just talking about the kind of nutrition that allows you to do your job and not get sick. I've got 2 shoots tomorrow, both 4 hours long, but both at the same studio, so I just have a half-hour break in between the 2. 8 hours of art nude is not easy on your body. It wasn't easy on my body when I was 25, and it's not easy on my body now that I'm 42. But I like the genre very much, and one of the great things for me about working in Holland is that I do a really wide variety of work. So although I do have art nude and dance shoots, I also have bondage shoots, which in many ways work out a completely different part of me, because art nude relies a lot on strength for me, and bondage relies a lot more on flexibility. So it's like I can rest one group of muscles and work out the other. I hope I'm giving you the truthful impression that being 21st century freelance model it's not 24/7, but it's not massively far off, and I'm sure a lot of self-employed people will completely recognise this pattern of doing a day's billable work followed by support work to set up the next billable month. It's tiring, but I absolutely love it, and I have no idea how long I'll be able to model for, of course, because anything could happen, an accident or a disease or so many things that could stop me before I'm ready. But every day of this career is a privilege, and I never feel it more strongly than when I'm in a country I probably wouldn't have dared to come to on my own, just to travel around looking at stuff. But because of my job, I have a reason to come and a structure while I'm here, so I'm not just wandering around in a lonely fashion. It lays on opportunities to meet people, and it's just, for me, it's been absolutely perfect, and I try to be perfect for it. I am in a very lovely studio just outside of Utrecht, and my first shoot of the day, which is 4 hours, is all classical nude, which is the genre that I began my career in, so it's quite close to my heart, and it's also the genre that's closest to classical ballet, which is my original area of training. So I have a very complicated relationship with it. One, it's what I grew up wanting to do with my body. Shapes associated with classical ballet I just find intrinsically so beautiful. But I was a ballet dancer until I got injured at 18. I was so sad to stop, and it was the thing that had been the constant meaning in my life throughout my childhood, that it was very, very hard to stop. So finding art nude modelling was like a second chance at ballet for me. But it hurts. Like, it hurts my body a lot. It always has. And probably as I get older, it doesn't hurt worse, but it hurts in more places at once. I love the images, and so it's worth going through the pain, generally. I thought I could do my hair while I was talking to you. I can't, so I'm gonna stop talking. Bye.
Yeah.
Awesome. Let's all explore each other.
Just you.
Okay. I'm home from my shoot day, which was lovely. And one of my photographers was female today, which is still, for me, relatively unusual. I'm about to have a lovely bath and watch Outlander on my laptop while in the bath for my nice thing to do today. I have to find a nice thing to do every day. And I did spend a little bit of time playing with my giant houseplant that comes with the apartment. And that's been entertaining me ever so much. Thanks for listening. And what I tend to do when I finish work is start talking to friends and colleagues on Twitter, and then it's quite easy not to go to sleep because it's exciting talking to them and it stops me feeling lonely. I often talk to my husband on Twitter, that's quite often how we stay in touch. So I need to not do that this evening, so I'm going to be very strict and just take my Kindle to bed with me and leave my phone in another room. I say that, am I going to do that? I'm going to try. It's after 9:30 at night, which means it's definitely bedtime. You need lots of sleep for art nude modelling, and tomorrow's shoot is going to be really tough on my body. So I need to do a good long warm-up tomorrow morning. I'm on day 5 of my Germany and Holland tour, and today I've got the kind of shoot that I used to do a lot of and that I don't do so much of now, which is classical ballet. Now, I trained as a classical ballet dancer for 10 years. It is brutal on your body, but I do have lots of flexibility. So I have managed to do a lot of ballet-like modelling. I don't like saying no to people. I've given myself time this morning to do a really thorough stretch session to minimise the impact of doing an afternoon of ballet. There's not much recovery time, so I need to make sure that I look after my body well enough that it can recover, or that it doesn't get damaged enough to need more than an overnight recovery time. I'm gonna probably do a good hour and a half of stretching now, in the hope that then when I get to the studio, my body will be able to cope with what is being asked of me. This is my favourite type of set. It's just an infinity cove. It's just completely blank space, loads of space. It's perfect for dance shoots, but there's nowhere to hide. It's the most exposing type of space to work in as a model because you don't have anything to interact with. All you have is yourself. I'm about to have dinner, and then I have to do my emails for the week. I do my emails twice a week with the help of my excellent PA, who I send her one email explaining what I need to do, and then she actually does it, which is really helpful. At this point, I don't know how I'd get through my admin if I didn't have help. It's just getting light. This is an early start, and I am on my way to the train station. I'm in between my 2 shoots of the day. My first one was absolute miraculous. It's a really good photographer. He has very, very clear ideas. He is looking for a small number of excellent shots, and the ideas were all really different from each other. So it was 3 hours of shooting, and each of those hours was dedicated to a different idea. Now I'm recharging, firstly with smoothie. Try to listen to my body when it tells me what to eat. Mostly my body tells me to eat cake, and so I do, but today it's telling me to eat vitamin C, so I am. And I'm also doing my other important recharging ritual, which is to listen to music. I wonder if this is common for people who work in creative fields. When I'm not actually working, I really want to absorb other people's creative products passively. It feels like it recharges me much faster than just peace and quiet does. So to that end, I'm listening to music, mainly rap, because I love it. Also many other things. But my playlist is very varied, and it's giving me much joy. It's 8:30, and my working day is done. It's been a long working day. The company of the people I've been working with has been really nice today. So I'm going to do what I normally do in these situations, which is to look on Twitter, because that's how I socialise when I'm on my own on tour, and I find it immeasurably valuable because it's like having a peer group and being in an office with people, even though they're all over the world. So I'm going to go and do that, and then I'm going to go to bed. I'm between shoots. I just finished one shoot. It's 2:15. My next shoot starts at 2:30. The photographer could arrive at any minute, obviously, so I'm just rushing around eating stuff and quickly drinking emergency tea so that I'm ready. I'm actually shooting 3 times today. I've shot this morning, I'm shooting for 4 more hours this afternoon, and then this evening I'm shooting a custom video. So I am, honey, busy. It's another dramatic gear change. I've been shooting kind of BDSM themed art nude all morning. I'm going to be shooting rainwear bondage this afternoon for a commercial site, so it's very different. This morning was all about getting a few perfect, hopefully, images, and this afternoon is all about quantity, getting minutes of video for the producer to be able to sell. So it's almost like a different job. One, because it's all video, and two, because it's just a completely different intention. I like both very much, and it's nice to do both in one day because it feels like so much of a different job. It's like a complete break. It's not like a complete break. Complete break would be like lying down for a while, but I'm not going to do that, no. Long day, long day, long day, and it's not over. I'm just taking a break while some gag marks heal. So I'm going to eat dinner. I'm doing a ready meal, oh God, because there's no time. Now it's 7:45. I'm going to eat dinner really, really quickly, and then I'm going to shoot a custom video and a YouTube video, and then I'm going to wash my hair and then try to get an early night because we've got 3 days left of the tour. That's 5 more shoots. And I'm tired. It's beginning to, I feel happy, but I'm tired. When I get home, normally I'd have 4 days off after a tour, but it didn't work out dates-wise for reasons I can't understand now. So I am, in fact, working from home for 3 days and then going off. Oh, I'm looking at my diary. So I've got, in fact, 3 more days of work, followed by 6 more days of work. So 9 more days of work. Just an endless week. But I did this to myself. I haven't got any mean boss doing this to me. I'm the mean boss. It probably sounds a bit masochistic. I'm a masochist. I mean, what can I say? I'm a masochist, and that's how I roll. I'm never going to say that again. That sounded awful. I cannot pull that off. Right. That's how I roll. Look at this. T.R. Devlin is taking me on a little tour of this amazing roundabout. Yes! Decorated cows! This is fabulous. This is perfect. This is exactly as Holland should be. Yes. What's happening now? What are we going to see? Is there going to be another cow? This is very fun because I never have time to do any sightseeing. So we're doing a little What is? It's a giant duck! Ah! Oh my God! The thing I love about Holland always is like the modern architecture and design is so playful. It's like it was designed for entertaining children, and it entertains me immensely. What is this? This is beautiful. Like brick sculpture. It reminds me a little bit of in Victorian England. Obviously craftsmanship was cheap, so they used to embellish things a lot. And our more modern architecture doesn't have so much in the way of embellishments. But these roundabouts, it's like they just had extra energy, so they did interesting stuff with them. Last full day of my tour. It's a long day and it's complicated. Oh, I've just done my last shoot in my lovely flat and I'm just starting to pack now. It's 7:30 at night. My photographer's just left. I'm gonna pack. I'm gonna contact my photographer for tomorrow morning to let him know what train I'm on. And then tomorrow I just have one shoot and then I will be going to the airport. It's been a really successful trip. In the end, no one cancelled, despite a couple of near misses. I didn't have to cancel anything. I've stayed healthy. My body is a little weary, but uninjured. And it's been a delight. And people have bought me a lot of cakes, and a sausage. I really hope I can carry on doing this job in the long term. I just love it. Thank you to everyone who makes this possible for me. And this is not an exaggeration. I appreciate it every day. I've left my beautiful house and I'm on my way to my final shoot on this tour before heading to the airport. I am at Schiphol Airport at the end of my Germany and Holland tour. Thank you to anyone watching this who contributed to my trip by ordering customs or being part of my OnlyFans or booking me. I've had an amazing time, and now is the time for my last ritual of any foreign tour. Once I'm at the airport, I'm allowed to choose one wildly impractical thing to buy to take home as a souvenir of successfully completing a trip. At the beginning of these trips, I often feel a kind of sense of foreboding that something's going to go wrong, that I won't be able to do my job well enough, or I'm going to get ill, or that everyone's going to cancel me, or I'm going to be in some sort of accident. And getting to the airport, having completed all my shoots, always feels worth celebrating. So I celebrate by buying wildly impractical things. And then I think I might sleep on the plane. It's funny, isn't it, how you often have enough energy to get through whatever you need to do, and then as soon as you run out of things you need to do, you immediately run out of energy. So I'm about there. Bye bye.